more of bringing in individuals to speak on the different populations. Since we did homeless, maybe next time we'll do migrant or foster care, Sally, or one of the other populations. Okay, so I am tasked with introducing our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Tonya Chestnut. Dr. Chestnut is an experienced leader with over 30 years of experience in both K-12 and higher education, instructional and administrative practice. Her commitment to educating the young and the mature is represented in her present and past service. She served in a variety of roles: teacher, principal, curriculum director, federal programs director, principal coach, dean of teacher education, educational consultant, and pastor. As a native of Selma, Alabama, she's married to Dr. Coley C. Chestnut Sr., and together they have 5 children. She's also the proud Gigi of 5 grandsons and 1 granddaughter. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Tonya Chestnut.
Good morning. Oh, wow, we can do better than that. Good morning. Truly, it's a blessing and an honor to greet you this morning. Before I start, I just want to recognize our esteemed State Federal Programs Director, Dr. Molly Killingsworth. Let's give her a hand. And her great team at ALSDE. Let's give them a hand as well. I feel right at home at this conference. I was sitting back thinking, years ago, I was a federal programs director, much younger, and I'm excited that I was invited. And I know that that invitation came as a result of me serving on the state school board. But it's always a blessing when you can go back and recognize those that are walking in the shoes that you once walked in. When I look back and I was preparing for this day, I realized that I spent 9 of my 26 years in K-12 education as a federal programs director. Let me tell you, I know that being a federal programs director is not for the faint at heart. And you are here today because you are top educators that are making a difference in your various school districts. While it was challenging, I must admit that during those 9 years as a federal programs director, it was probably the most rewarding time of my career. Knowing that, I want to start by first acknowledging and commending you for all that you do. You know, many of you are probably a team of 1 in your school district. Some of you serve in various capacities. And as I was wrestling with, what am I going to say to the federal program directors this morning? Every time I prayed about it, the more I realized the value and the importance of your role in a school system. I believe I believe to really know and understand all that you do, you must have walked in those shoes. You all are the mediators, the facilitators, the referees, all of those things, the finance person, even though you may not have the ultimate responsibility, but you have a job that is unbelievable. Without you in the school district, a lot of things would not happen. And so my goal today is to celebrate you for the work that you do on a daily basis. I know you thought that you came to a conference to hear about new laws and regulations, to revisit EDGAR. Well, this morning I'm shifting in a different direction. See yourself right now. I want you to visualize yourself sitting as the guest of honor at the Academy Awards. Yes, I'm rolling out the red carpet for every federal programs director in this building. Why? Because you deserve it. You may be wondering who's being selected. Well, today you are the one, and I want you to say to yourself, I am the one. Say it. Now turn to the person next to them and say, you are the one. So for the duration of this conference, if you witness someone being overwhelmed or just that needs some encouragement, I want you to turn to them and say, you are the one. You are the one. And I think that is so important as educators that we are intentional in encouraging one another. I really wish the media was here to report that we're in the presence of MVPs in education. You all are the most valuable personnel in education. And everybody in here deserves to be honored. If we were sitting in the seats at the Oscar, you would be selected to receive the Best Supporting Role as an educational leader. And I know at the Oscars, they present the Best Supporting Actor or the Best Supporting Actress, but you are the Best Supporting Educational Leader that exists in the state of Alabama. You know, when I looked at the Emmy and the award as it relates to Best Supporting Actor, there were 4 things that were pointed out that served as a criteria for the selection. The first thing was that those people are great in what they do. They looked at their performance. But their performance was impactful, their performance was memorable, but their performance played a significant role in the overall success of the film. But not only did they have great performance, but there was a lot of screen time. These people put in all that they had in order to make sure that everything turned out okay. And so we have the great performance, we have the screen time, but the thing that stood out was the impact that the supporting role had on the film. They were the key players to the film being successful. And lastly, recognition. The actor's performance should receive critical acclaim and recognition. You know, I have no doubt whatsoever that all of you meet the criteria. You know, I just mentioned that your school systems could not make the progress without your significant role. The reality of the fact is oftentimes you're not the face of the district. The superintendent is the face of the district. The principal is the face of the school. But however, I want you to know that I stopped by this morning to inform you that you are the real MVPs for your district. And the invisible red carpet is under your feet, so let's walk it out. So if you don't remember anything else, I just want you to remember these 4 words. You are the one. Why are you the one? When we look at it, because you work directly with improving students' academic achievement even though you don't teach them. You provide the support and the resources to teachers and principals. You support superintendents, and you play a major role in the involvement of parents. I cannot stress it enough, you are the one. You see, when I look at those variables that make up the criteria of best supporting actors and actresses, I see federal program directors. Title I deals with performance. The most challenged students, the high poverty students, receive the resources and supports to close the achievement gaps. Most memorable because you are viewed as the money bank. Has that changed? You're viewed as the money bank for the school system, and we're going to talk about that money bank in a little while. But not only that, we have to realize that you also play a significant role in making sure that our teachers and leaders are well prepared through Title I services, that we're providing support to English language learners through Title III, and the list goes on and on. Safe schools, providing school improvement, providing opportunities for innovative educational opportunities to exist. You are the ones that are responsible for making sure that school improvement does take place. And so as the best supporting educational leader recipients, I want you to know that I see and I recognize your screen time. I want you to tell me, can anybody identify with this? I know that you spend a lot of time on budgets, inputting information into EGAP, reviewing ASIPs, reading tens of thousands of pages in EGA, coordinating meetings with principals, parents, and teachers to meet those requirements of the law. But I stopped by to remind you that because of your commitment and your countless hours rolling out the red carpet is the least that I can do this morning. Why? Because you are what? The one. You see, when you look at the fact that receiving the Best Supporting Educational Leadership Award includes being impactful. As I said earlier, your school districts could not survive without the contributions of federal funds. You are the one that ensures that the needs of students align with the budgets, align with the plans and the services. I mentioned earlier that I was going to talk about that large bag of money. And it was my intention to bring a big sack in here with a dollar sign. But I'm reminded of several instances as a federal programs director where I sat in meetings and I listened, and I'm sure none of you have had to deal with this. I listened to great ideas, and everybody talked about this idea and that idea. And all they thought about was the fact that they saw this line item on the budget that said we had these thousands of dollars. Am I the only one that experienced having to share with other administrators and even your superintendent that the funds cannot be used for that purpose? Ooh, it takes a real MVP to look your superintendent in the face and say, no, sir, no, ma'am, we cannot do that. Only federal program directors have the courage and the boldness to stand up to board members, stand up to principals, stand up to people that want you to spend that big sack of money, and you're saying in the back of your mind, I'm not going to jail for nobody. Am I talking to anybody in the house today? But I also believe that the impact of being a federal programs director remains with you even after retirement. Can I share a true story with you. I just kind of shared it with Dr. Killingsworth. Can I just be transparent this morning? But I can remember when I first got elected, and it may have been maybe the first, second, or third school board meeting, and I'm sitting there in the work session, and they're talking about funding, and before I knew it, I blurted out loud, "That's supplanting." I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. What am I doing? What am I saying? You know, your role as a federal program director extends beyond retirement. I'm talking about the impact that you make in the lives of students. But just like the best supporting actor or actress, there's that recognition piece. Oftentimes, you're the only one serving in your capacity in your school districts. The recognition may be great in some districts, and it may be slim to none in others. However, it's conferences such as this that provide you with the affirmations that you are on the right track, or it provides you with the direction to get you on the right path. What you do every day still matters. I encourage you this morning, if you don't already have a federal programs accountability partner, please get one. Find someone that you can talk to, that you can extend your thoughts and your frustrations. You cannot walk this journey by yourself. I want to encourage you to embrace every opportunity to collaborate, to encourage and support. Be in when you have your regional meetings. I heard they announced that you all are going to get together. I want to encourage you to attend FEPA and NAFEPA. These conferences will remind you of the impact that you are making on a daily basis. I can recall before many of you were born in 2004, receiving the Leadership Award for FEPA in Orange Beach, Alabama, and the NAFEPA Award, Leadership Award in Washington, D.C. What a memorable honor. I can recall so clearly going with the superintendent and the school principal to the National Title I Conference so that this small, rural, 100% high poverty school could receive the National Title I Distinguished School Award. However, today, the selection of honorees is not limited to a few. All of you deserve a standing ovation for your daily tasks and accomplishments. I want you to do something for me. Federal programs, employees at the ALSDE, I want you to stand. I want y'all to stand. Let's give them a round of applause this morning. But then now I want the LEA federal program directors to stand. LEA federal program directors, please stand. ALSDE, y'all give them a big round of applause for all that they do. This red carpet is rolled out for you this morning because you are the one. To be honest, you're the miracle workers in your school district, navigating and facilitating supports and services so that every child can succeed. You're the one that takes the hits when you have to say no, when others want you to say yes for non-allowable expenditures. Can anybody agree with me on that? You're the one that has to navigate and figure out how to work collaboratively and peacefully between superintendents, other central office personnel, CFOs, principals, teachers, parents, and the community. I want you to know that you deserve the Nobel Peace Prize in Education. I must confess, I was one of those central office personnel when I transitioned from principalship to federal programs director. Can I be transparent again? We were sitting in a meeting one summer, it was around August, and we were preparing for the upcoming year. And I had to ask them, can I say something to you all? And everybody looked because I was new to central office, just left principalship. And I said, can I just repent? Because I talked about you all so bad when I was a principal. You know, I said they just sit up there in that central office and just create work for us to do down here in this school. Am I the only one? Y'all, I know y'all can't say. But I felt so bad. But I thought about it, and the more and more I was involved, I realized you all really need this information. The requests are part of the process of meeting the federal regulations. You see, that was during the time when No Child Left Behind was the driving force. Is anybody old enough to remember that? But we had a running joke during that time, and we would say, no adult left standing. But I want you to know, and I can't stress it enough, you are the one. You're the one that through Title II, that you're creating opportunities for people to be lifelong learners and to learn the best practices. You're the one that provides the resources that keep our schools safe. You're the one where the responsibilities never end. That was one thing I realized, this never ends. Unless something has changed, I can recall spending time supporting the writing of plans, aligning budgets with the plans, monitoring the implementation, monitoring the spending, monitoring the process and the progress, making amendments, getting approval of the amendments, dealing with carryover money, not to mention the new word, the new money that's soon ending the ESSA funds. You are the one. Give yourselves a pat on the back. I came this morning to remind you and to repeat that you are the one. You are the MVP. Because you carry the purse in the school system. You carry the people in the school system. And you carry the process. Today is your day to be carried, celebrated, and honored for all that you do. And as I prepare to close, ladies and gentlemen, I close this 2024 Academy Awards for you educators. I want to take a moment to appreciate the symphony you have created here today. Each note, each melody, each chorus was a testament to your collective power as a federal programs administrator, your unwavering passion, and your dedication towards shaping the future of our districts and students. As you step off this red carpet of celebration, let's carry with us the rhythm of progress, the harmony of collaboration, and the melody of transformation you have orchestrated here today. Remember, your symphony doesn't end here. It echoes in the school districts, in the hallways of your schools, in the policies that you follow, and in the hearts of those that you inspire. So until you hit the high notes, open throughout this conference, keep this rhythm alive, keep the melody flowing, and most importantly, keep the applause going for one another. Every student, every teacher and administrator that you touch will recognize and someday appreciate, if they don't already, your dedicated service. I want to say to you, as a state school board member. Thank you. And here's to the encore of your collective success. Never forget, federal program directors, you are the one. Never forget, federal program directors, that you are the one. Enjoy your conference and have a great day.